Hey, 521. I hope everyone had a great week one. The discussion board was full of great information, and I actually got quite a bit of the projects or your first assignment already graded. And so if you don't have a grade for that yet, you will in the next day or so. I typically try to get grades back within a couple days, as long as it's not a long paper or something that nature that takes a little bit longer. Just a little note about week one grading. Make sure you are looking at the the assignment documents to really read through there and read the expectations. That way you know what's being looked for in little things about formatting or something that's specifically stated in there. Make sure you meet those requirements because those things do matter when it comes to grading. And really, if there's a rubric, it's going to be graded specifically based off of that. But if there's certain requirements of formatting or put it in a table or add this or add that, it's going to be graded based exactly off the assignment documents that are listed there. So let's get week two started with a quote from Diary of a Young Girl by Anne Frank. How wonderful it is that nobody need wait a single moment before starting to improve the world. And I really love this quote because it really does speak to we get to make those choices every day, and they can be little choices, and we don't have to wait for anyone else. So it's a great reminder to every day make those choices that improve the world around you. All right, getting into week two, we're looking at defining, evaluating technology resources, really in relation to the assistive technology continuum. We're looking at differentiating instruction for all students, no matter in which way or manner they're struggling. And you're going to keep working on a couple assignments for your ePortfolio, which we'll talk about later in just a couple minutes. Like I mentioned earlier, week one discussion board was great. There was a lot of great discussions, a lot of great points in there, a lot of really good relationships to what you're actually doing in your classroom currently. So that's really great. Just knowing, I think you guys know, being 3 classes in, that one, just agreeing with someone really isn't a post. You need to add to the conversation, which all of you did. I just wanted to give that reminder. And then 2, really, if you put a lot into the discussion board, it's a huge part of your program. It could actually be the richest part of your learning throughout the program if you guys let it be and if you participate fully. And then, the reminder about looking at the assignment documents. So for this week, you have 3 chapters, and I know I mentioned that last week, so you guys could be prepared for that. So you have 3 chapters in the text, and then a short video about assistive technology in action. So that video is not very long, so it shouldn't be too bad. The discussion question is a little bit different this week, and I do have it up right here. Using chapter 9 text as a guide, create a SETT model to fill in each of these sections based on a student from whom you would consider or for whom you are required to provide AT tools. There's some examples of SETT model, and I'll flip back over to the announcements because I gave you another tool there. Please provide an additional paragraph wherein you describe the process and your experience using the model. If you decided to do this on a spreadsheet, feel free to just upload that as an attachment for this DQ. So one thing I want to mention, let's go back to the announcements, because everything's in the announcements and in each individual area, and also in the weekly week 2 area. But I want to pop back over to the announcements. In the announcements right here, once again, here's all the information you need. I created a template for you guys to use. So if you click on that, it's going to be forced copy, meaning it's not going to let you open it until you make a copy. And as soon as you do that, now it's on your drive. And go ahead and use this template for this activity, and then you can upload this to the discussion board. That paragraph, instead of putting that paragraph on this document, well, actually put it on this document because you can use this for your portfolio, but you can also just copy and paste that right into the discussion post, and then you can upload the link to this. So what questionnaire are you referring to? There's the student environment, task, and tools. So go ahead and use this this template, and you can take off the copy of and put your name there and use that. I just thought it would be good to give you guys that resource and make it a little bit easier for you. And then for this week, you have assignment number 2, which I'll pop over that in a minute. And then looking ahead, uh, reviews chapter 4 and 5, but you only have one new chapter. You have another try something new, your ePortfolio, and then mid-February into February, your instructional 3-day lesson plan is due. So that's the short of week 2. I'm going to pop over to the week 2 area. Once again, remember, everything's in the announcements, but it's also in the weekly area, and it's laid out a little bit differently. So there's the video, link to your discussion board post, which was right here. I'm going to go ahead and close that, and then you get your self-paced e-lesson. This is due end of week 4, so this is try something new for week 2. And so that you did this week too. This is what you turned into me. It's very similar, but instead of looking at a writing tool, you're going to look at a reading tool. And so you're going to use this inventory sheet, and you're going to look at a reading tool for week 2, and you're going to fill all that out. And once again, this isn't for turning in this week. This is for after week 4. You're going to submit this, and you should be working on every piece of that bit by bit as we move forward. And then your ePortfolio. Once again, here's the long document with the rubric that you should go through. And the goal is, if you look right in this area, there are lots of things that are due in the portfolio. And the goal for this class is that you wait till week 6 or 7 and start this, but throughout the whole program or throughout the whole course that you're doing these pieces. And you can see week to week, it tells you what is due and what you should be working on. In the submit assignment area, which is come down over here to this tab, submit assignment. That is where I put the video for the ePortfolio. Remember, I would highly recommend that you use Google Sites for the ePortfolio, and here's a 10-minute video that's kind of walking you through how you can do that. I'm just trying to give you as many resources as I can. And then finally, we get to the assignment number 2, evaluating and applying an assistive technology rubric, which is due this week. So if you click there, it's going to open up the assignment sheet. And so what you're going to do is you're going to go, you're going to look and select and evaluate an assistive technology rubric found on one of the websites below. And then you're going to use it to evaluate 3 different tools. So there's 2 parts. You're going to go find a rubric, and then you're going to use that rubric to evaluate 3 tools. And then you're going to write a 1-page report, 1-page paper. Remember, still do the title and all your information using APA formatting. And then answer these questions. Which one did you use? Was it easy and effective? Did it evaluate the tools as you wanted it to? And then any other thoughts about the rubric? And there's a couple notes down here that when you go to these websites, it's not like it's going to be just bam right in front of you. You may have to dig around a little bit, and that just helps you kind of find some of it. And really, as it mentions here, really this isn't just to do a job, but it's for an assignment, but it's to give you information to take back to your sites and information that you can put in your ePortfolio. So there's a lot of things for this assignment, but it's not too difficult. I don't think you guys will find it too hard. But as always, as you go through all of week 2, if you have any questions or struggles or you need anything, reach out to me, text, email, Voxer, direct message on Twitter, however you need to get a hold of me, please do that. And so that is the information for week 2. I hope you guys have a great week, and take that single moment to improve the world. Have a great week.